At 73 years old, I've learned that some memories don't fade with time. If anything, they grow sharper, heavier, more meaningful. And among all the days I've lived, there is one that still returns to me quietly, as if it wants to remind me of something I must never forget. I was 50 years old. I thought I was strong, unstoppable. A man who could carry the world on his shoulders. At that age, you believe life is long, that there will always be time for what truly matters. But that day taught me that time doesn't always wait. I remember standing in the living room, going through papers, worrying about things that now seem so small. And suddenly, I felt a strange pain in my chest. Not sharp at first, more like a pressure, as if someone had placed a heavy hand right over my heart. I ignored it. At 50, you ignore a lot. You ignore exhaustion. You ignore warnings. You ignore the people who love you. You ignore life itself. But the pain came back, stronger, deeper, and that's when I knew something inside me was failing. I froze. The air grew thick. My left arm began to tingle, and for the first time in my life, I felt a fear I couldn't explain. A fear that didn't come from the pain, but from the possibility of not seeing my family again. As they rushed me to the hospital, the world around me slowed down. Everything outside moved fast. But inside me, everything was painfully slow. As if each second wanted to show me something I had ignored for years. And then the images began to appear. Not of achievements, not of money, not of goals, but of moments. Moments I had let slip away. I saw my children when they were little, waiting for me at the door with a ball in their hands. I always came home tired. Always with the same excuse. Later. That later never came. I saw my wife serving dinner alone, while I kept working. I saw her quiet sadness, her resignation, her loneliness beside a man who was physically present, but emotionally absent. And that hurt more than the pain in my chest. I saw birthdays where I was there, but not really there. I saw conversations I never listened to. I saw hugs I rushed. I saw entire days that passed, without me truly living them. And there, between the pain and the sound of the ambulance siren, I understood something that would change my life forever. I wasn't afraid of dying. I was afraid of not having lived the way I should have. I thought of my children growing up without my stories. I thought of my wife growing old without my hands holding hers. I thought of myself, the man I had been, and the man I still had the chance to become, if I survived. When I arrived at the hospital, the pain was so intense, I could barely think. But even then, one thought echoed inside me. If I get another chance, I will change. And I meant it, with every part of my soul. When I woke up after the treatment, the first thing I saw was my family. Their red eyes, their trembling hands, their fear, their love. And in that moment, I knew I had come back for them. That day, I didn't just survive a pre-heart attack. That day, I was reborn. Reborn into a slower, more conscious, more human life. I learned to listen. I learned to look. I learned to be present. Today, at 73, I still thank that frightening moment. Not for the pain, but for the clarity. Because it taught me that life isn't measured in years, but in moments, in hugs, in laughter, in shared silences, in the people we love, and every time I feel my heart beat. I remember that day, when I was 50, and I'm grateful that I'm still here, to live what I once let slip away.